Hey there guys, long time no see. I've been kind of on a YouTube hiatus doing chores around the house, to the Jeep, stuff like that, stuff that's not really exciting. Kind of trying to focus my energy on doing that stuff as quickly as possible, being that it's fall now. It's kind of a transitional season for me, so I gotta get shit done before it freezes and the snow starts flying. So let's take a walk around real quick and I'll show you basically everything that's changed here in the past month to month and a half. So first up, here is my piece of shit house. This is basically what's a double wide, and anyone who knows anything about double wide constructions, they typically sit on post and beams unless you have a slab, which I do not. But basically this whole side of the house started settling down, and I could tell because the skirting was basically starting to roll up. So I knew that the house was getting closer or the ground was getting higher, and since the ground doesn't typically raise on its own, I figured the house was probably falling apart. So I went underneath there. Lo and behold, all my supporting beams were all rotted and everything needed to be replaced. So that was a really time-consuming thing for me. Swallowed up a lot of money and materials. Bought a bunch of cinder blocks and a bunch of beams, and I basically had to replace everything, jack the house up and get it leveled off. So yeah, that took a hell of a long time. Here, the Jeep, little time consumer number 2. I was doing a little rust repair to this thing over the past week or two. I replaced a small section of floorboard and did a cut and fold or a tuck and fold of the lower rear quarters. All of this is in the name of getting a new inspection sticker, which as you can see runs out this month. So I've kind of got to get my ass in gear on this stuff. Luckily I think I got it all buttoned up. The rear tuck and fold is basically when you remove this plastic, there's a rear quarter, it's metal and it hangs down here. I chopped the whole thing right off and plated it in flat, sealed it up, and rubberized undercoated basically the whole ass end of this Jeep. And the reason I think those pieces rusted out, you can see my registration's up too. But yeah, the reason I think the inner rear quarters rusted out was because water was actually leaking from these window seals and from the rain gutters on the outside, and they were coming into the body panels and actually dripping in and sitting inside these lower rear quarters of the Jeep. And this was actually happening on both sides. So anyone that owns a Cherokee, next time it pours friggin' rain or something, you might want to rip out your rear interior panels and check to see if you have a pool back there, because I sure as hell did. Here's actually the parts from the Jeep. This was the part of the floorboard that I had to replace. Driver's side, right under your left heel is where this thing would sit, and it has one of those plugs in it so if you fill it with water you can drain it, and that thing basically fell out and it just kind of funneled water into the carpet. The carpet held the moisture, rusted out the floorboard. So that's how that went down. These are other random pieces of Jeep that got cut and removed. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the driver's side rear quarter. That is why I did the cut and fold. This is the thing that basically hangs down behind that piece of plastic. So as you can see, I think it just fills with water and rusts out from the inside. So I chopped that son of a bitch out. No more of that bullshit. But other than that, the Jeep's been really good. This thing is extremely low maintenance. I did blow a couple speakers, the 2 speakers on the right. They are aftermarket speakers too. I did that because I'm a badass and I like to listen to my music at, you know, volume level of 1000. But, yeah, things doing good. Over here, the trailer, as you can see, I actually finished this thing up. I never actually did a legitimate part 2 video on this thing, which I should probably do, but you can see I put tie downs on it and lights and everything. I still haven't painted the wheels or replaced the tires, which were 2 things that I really wanted to do, but nobody wanted the romp this year, so I all of a sudden felt really unmotivated to do all kinds of stuff to my trailer, considering nobody wanted to go for rides. You can see up here I got a front tine tiller. I think it's a 1980 Wizard, and it's actually kind of neat how it has forward and reverse. We'll go over that in some other video. I was also given this 3 horsepower push mower, which has got a rotted deck, but the motor still runs. So we'll check those things out at some point. And the Mud Kings tractor, not much has really changed with that. We actually attempted to go on a romp, and it, well, it blew the rear pulley right out of it. He was having this weird clutch chattering problem, and all of a sudden the rear pulley just kind of split itself in half. So it needs a new rear pulley. It needs a couple other things as well, so that thing might get pulled into the shop this winter and get a nice refreshing rebuild. And the golf cart. Oh my goodness, the golf cart. Everyone wants to see me start working on this thing. I had mentioned once before that this was going to be a fall-winter project, and I'm actually getting to the point where I'm getting ready to wheel this thing into the garage, to start ripping into it and figuring out what we're going to do here. So stay tuned for that. That's actually going to be coming up here within the next month or so. Once I start getting bored, I'm gonna need to be out in the garage grinding, cutting, welding, and melting metal together. And as we head into the garage here, there's a couple things that have changed a little bit. My toolboxes are now in this side shed. My goddamn lens is fogging up again. What the hell's up with this stupid camera? I'm gonna throw this thing into a fucking river. Anyways, this is a new air compressor. Buddy Mudking actually gave this to me a couple years ago, and I've yet to hook it up. It's a 220. It's the only reason it sits here. I'm gonna hook this friggin' thing up. I found out it was a 3-wire hookup. Most of my 220 setups are 4-wire, so I gotta look up some wiring tutorials and you know, wire this thing up without burning the place down, so I have a good amount of air. And here in the big shop, you can see, well, maybe you can't really see, but we've actually started moving some things around in here. There's a lot more room in here now. You see my desk right here? It actually used to be over there, and I slid it over. My toolboxes went into the other room, obviously. Welder's in the same spot. Something that was here, the big elephant in the room, is now gone. Where the hell did that go? The go-kart. It's over there in the corner. I stuffed it over there. I was considering putting it in storage this year, but it was going to cost me like $300 to store it for 6 months, so I figured I'd just jam it in the corner and hope nothing fell on it, landed on it, hit it, scratched it, bashed it, whatever. There's the go-kart that I spent $100 on, and I put about another $100 into it, so it's like, actually I guess it's like a $200 go-kart now. That thing is fun as hell, man. That thing rips donuts like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, standing from back here, that whole section over there by the wood stove is a nice workspace now. So this winter, when I wheel that golf cart in, right where that Murray's kind of sitting, I'll have a good amount of space to work on it, and I won't have this giant racing mower sitting in the most prime location of my garage. As you can see over here, I actually replaced that window with plexi. It's much bigger now and lets in a lot more sunlight. You can't open it, but in the wintertime, who cares? And I actually have to do something similar with this storm door. I'm going to put another piece of plexi in there. So, yeah, same reason. No more wind. I still want to like hang some shelving and some better lights, maybe some fluorescence and stuff like that, just to give more light in here and just more usability as well. The shop really does suck, but the truth of reality is I'm probably not going to be able to build one within the next year or two, so I got to make the best of it. And just to give you guys little updates on things I've been doing, something has changed on both of these rigs, something little anyways. On the Murray, right after my carburetor swap video, I never told anyone this, but I'm telling you now, and this was actually before the time trial video where I was racing with the GoPro with the Coney guys, the off-road race that you guys all remember. Well anyways, right before I went there, I was having some serious surging problems with the new carburetor, which was really driving me nuts. So last minute post haste kind of modification was fuck the governor, unbolt that shit, and let's just run her straight to the carburetor. So now this Murray with the 17 horse OHV carb is running no governor, and this thing freaking flies. So yeah, no governor there. We'll see how long she holds together. Really glad I got the catch can. This thing's been working awesome. I've had to drain little bits of fluid here and there when I romped it at the Coney guy's house, so it was really, really helpful to have that thing installed when I did. Now I did also change a little something something on the Sears too. Nothing really major, not like the Murray got. Nothing really performance enhancing. More of a convenience enhancing and usability enhancing type of implement. Right there on the back, you see, she now houses a 1-inch Reese hitch. And I actually had to make this, this hitch pin is slightly custom so it can clear this rear tongue because everything is so tight to the body. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to get this out because I got the camera here in my hand. But I had to custom make this thing. This was originally the front hitch pin for a mower deck for a Craftsman LT10. Instead of buying one from the auto parts store for like 10 bucks, I just made one. Same with this actual receiver tube. This was custom made by me. This is just inch square tube steel. Drilled a hole through it and welded like a big ass thimble thing on the back so I can hook my clevis through. And yes, this thing works. Like I said, I towed the Mud King all the way out of a friggin' trail, and I could make anything from a trailer hitch to like a trenching implement. I mean, the possibilities are just endless. You can do anything with these reese hitches. It's great. So that'll prove to be really handy next time I go romping or do any yard work, because, well, it's always good to have a rugged tow point. And the other thing is about this tow point is actually, if you can see, it's notched into the frame. I actually cut the whole square out of the frame, slid the receiver. I don't know what the hell, which one of these is actually technically the receiver. I guess this thing here would be the receiver because it's receiving the hitch. I don't know. But that is physically welded into the 1/4-inch steel rear plate of the Sears Suburban. So this thing is rugged as hell. It is basically one with the frame. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I've been doing for the past month and a half. For those of you speculating that I died of Ebola, I'm obviously still here. I'm still alive. I didn't die in a car accident or a go-kart crash or a lawnmower rollover, anything along those lines. I'm still alive. I'm still making lawnmower stuff. I just got a little sidetracked doing stupid busy stuff. So hopefully things will pick up here. I'll wheel the golf cart in here and we'll start cutting some metal and burning some new metal on and see basically what we come up with that thing. Winter's coming, so we'll start doing some winter donuts with some tractors or something. We'll see. Stay tuned, and well, we'll see you in the next video.